This segment brought to you by Kansas Farm Bureau, the voice of agriculture. To join today or more information, go to kfb.org or find us on Facebook and Twitter. Here we are again. It's Wednesday. This is Around Kansas. I'm Frank.
I'm
She's
still Deb.
Yeah, she still is.
So a couple of weeks ago, I celebrated my birthday, as everybody in the world knows. And so this is what I got to do for my birthday. We went and checked out a crash site, a plane crash site. And my daughter called me from Israel and she said, "So, Mom, enjoy visiting your crash site." Said no one ever, but that's what you do for fun. But Von Rothenberger, our very good friend, took Dr. Jake and me out in rural, and I do mean rural, Osborne County, and we walked this crash site, World War II crash site. And I would love to do a bunch of segments or even a book on this someday. Frank, in World War II, we have dozens of crash sites all over the state of Kansas because they were training pilots so fast. This one was not a training mission. This one was a little different. But the story, if you remember, I did a story. I went back to Patrick County, where I grew up, Patrick County, Virginia, and did a story on the plane crash that killed servicemen, including a guy from Elmdale, Kansas. And this was chillingly similar. Had these guys been another 50 feet higher, they would have all lived. They would have never crashed. And it's just, oh my God, it was just an incredible day. It was a wonderful day of exploring, but remembering these guys, it just breaks your heart, the story. But God bless Von Rothenberger for sharing it with us and with all of you. On a dirt road north of Waldo, just miles from the ghost town of Covert, a pasture holds a powerful story of World War II. Von Rothenberger grew up nearby, but this story had been kept quiet. Residents had, in fact, been ordered to keep the news quiet, or the enemy would know our troop movements. As the details leaked out, Von became a man with a mission to ensure these lives were not forgotten. Now, decades later, Von shares the story. On September 22, 1943, a B-24 crashed into a hillside in southern Osborne County. It was 10:30 p.m. The plane had become separated from its squadron in a thunderstorm, and the young crew, unfamiliar with the terrain, was trying to follow the maps, which apparently stopped at the county lines. They crossed the line from Russell County to Osborne County, unaware that the ground was rising. Kansas is, they likely assumed, flat. They slammed into the hillside at 250 miles per hour. If they had pulled up 50 feet, they would have cleared the hill. Neighbors heard the crash. They saw the fire. The whole hillside caught fire. The bomber was part of the 20th Bomber Command, 34th Bomb Group, 391st Squadron. It was on a training flight from their airfield at Blythe, California, to San Antonio, Texas, via Topeka, Kansas. All 11 men on board were killed. Flight instructor pilot Donald Kidder, First Lieutenant Lt Lee, Second Lieutenant Joseph Beves, Second Lieutenant Cleatus Christopher, Second Lieutenant Howard Fischer, Second Lieutenant Arthur Lamker, Flight Officer Singleton Waldrop, Sgt Marlin Chamberlain, Sgt Howard Eicher, Sgt Bobby Sanford, and Sgt Chester Urbanowicz. In 2004, a monument was dedicated at the site, and dozens of relatives were there to remember their loved ones and find some closure. Bond continues the research, looking for family members and other pieces of the puzzle that connect these men to one another and Kansas. We're done, Frank.
Oh. Well, we have to go again. I'm Frank.
I'm still Deb.
And we'll see you somewhere
around Kansas.
Welcome to Kansas.
Closed captioning brought to you by Ag Promo Source. Together we grow. Learn more at agpromosource.com.
Hand-churned homemade ice cream. Let me tell you, Kansas is more than tornadoes.